What's going on, my friends? We are live. Looking at a little bit of chap here. Let's get some music going. Just going to go right to this. Just go right to it. Let's get in the right state of mind. 3 potential setups today. Normally just 2, but I think it's on the table. Possibly that we get to the 45.50s today. If we do get up that high, I've got a level on the daily time frame. This area right here, this weekly bearish fair value gap, which has not been tested on the weekly level. It looks like it hasn't, but it hasn't. It's also the 702 retracement is right in the middle of this thing, the beginning of a bearish order block there. So I think rejection here, if we get there. 618, I also made note of that on the daily. 618 is FYI. I don't trade that level, but just as an FYI. Let's see here. Jump to the 5-minute. So data is in today. GDP was revised down 2.4 to 2.1. Employment figure was lower than expected, but right now we might be in one of those situations where bad is good, right? Because Fed intervention. So we have to take some of this data with a grain of salt. Unfortunately for me, my trade, and there's a jumper higher on the 5-minute for the 925 candle. So we got to look with this 9. We would like to see this 925 candle close above 0950. And then that would essentially become our entry. 0950. Stop would be down here. And that would be a really nice entry. It's a long setup. You know, if it breaks down on this candle or something, which it could do. Never know, right? This is the main order block here. As of right now, though, there's also one right here above that, which we're kind of trading in. Right now, we have actually have like overlapping confirmations. So that's why I'm kind of expecting this to be choppy. The overlapping confirmations are this. It's like this guy right here, right? So it's dips. So this is like a low. So that's, you know, a bullish confirmation, right? And it hasn't been breached. But then you also have on the bearish side, this guy right here, more recently formed, but also, you know, has confirmation. We have closed below, also hasn't been breached. So it's entirely possible that we're really trying to see is what happens first. Outside of this range. Let's just make it yellow. So that's kind of a stuck range right now, but with a bullish bias. We're above the 21 EMA. We've got this 15-minute fair value gap down here that price has touched on. It hasn't really delivered much, though, and that's why I'm kind of expecting the chop. It didn't deliver a higher high. Doesn't mean that it won't yet still, but you know, it didn't create a huge pop or much of a pop. But coming off of yesterday's candle, we had a minute and a half to the open. Yesterday's candle, big monster rally, right? It's like we're gonna gap up slightly today. Getting a signal from the E-mini Maverick. What is he saying? Oh, he's already exiting. He longed and already got 120 ticks. on the NQ. Nice job, buddy. He's doing automated trading, so he probably caught it before the news or something. So opening a little bit above yesterday's close. Could easily see that get filled, but we're just kind of in this range. Bullish bias for sure. But you see lower highs here. So high off the news, that was the 830 candle. And then a lower high, but we also have higher lows. So conflicting signals so far. Conflicting signals. Now it looks like we're rejecting off of this. That could just be a fake out. Okay, an indecision candle. Equal high there, looking more bullish. We're going to take one at 1050 if we can get it. Might be a little bit late to the party, but now we've got that clue right there. You see that clue? Pops above this guy, gives us a little bit of a clue that, hey, this isn't a bearish order block. Took a second to get that clue. I'm a little bit late to the entry as a result. And yep. So another clue. Now we made a new high there. I don't think price will come back down and fill me here, but it might. There's always potential for lots of gyrations on this opening candle, so I'm not going to give up on it. As soon as we got our single tick confirmation out of the range, boy, it just took off. That's why some people like to use buy stops and stop orders like that. I have not had luck trying to use those, so it's not my thing. Maverick is also long the open. Well, shoot. So we had our bullish bias. Yeah. So now I just hit what would be my first target. So now I have to close it. Son of a bitch. It is what it is. Conflicting signals, but we had the correct bias in place, right? We had the correct bias in place. Essentially, yeah, this is not the best way to draw this. Essentially this is what we were sort of locked into right here, right? We had closes above this low, and we had closes below this high candle. So that's kind of just like a very defined range there. However, should I have been more aggressive with it? Possibly. I mean, opening right here, I'm just taking the open in hindsight. Sure, 925. We wouldn't have hit target yet, but we'd have stopped break even down here, and we'd be free rolling. So that would be okay. But yeah, once I hit that first target, so that's 5 points, then per my plan, I have to take it off. Gotta follow the plan. Gotta trust the plan. Brutal. It is what it is. Now, this could potentially be, I don't actually look at this on the 1 minute for a second, just to break down this first candle a little bit more. So it almost came back. So one tick away from coming back. Bam. Jumper lower there. See if we can create a fair value gap on the opening candle. I want to check out the 15-minute here. Order block entry for the 15-minute would have been at 10:25. I had it at 10:50 on the pullback. We didn't get the pullback. But that's what's tricky about trading the open, is that it happens very, very fast. And you have to make decisions quickly. I almost pulled the order up to 11:50, which would have just got filled. I'd done that. Look at that sucker. Holy smokes. Did that actually get down to 10:50? Did. Oh man, now look at it. Yeah, we would have been break-evened even if I'd gotten filled. I had a feeling this was going to be a choppy day. Called it from the very beginning, right? This looks like El Chapo Centro. After all the bullish news yesterday, particularly around crypto, Bitcoin. This is what everyone was looking at yesterday. Obviously a big deal. This is the shit that I'm looking at. Bond market needs to come back. It's having a rally now. I think the only reason the bond market's rallying is I think the Fed has stopped selling for a second. And bond market wants to rally. But the Fed has been just relentlessly selling into it. Just crushing it. It's crazy. Okay, now remember the opening candle can be the subject candle, it can be the confirmation candle, or it could be the entry candle. In this case, if we close below that and we actually get beneath the 21 EMA, it could be a bearish entry potential. 2 minutes left. Came down, just touches the 21 EMA. 825, guys. That's where that got down to. I have a feeling it's going to close above this. It's just going to be one of those choppy days. So, shorter targets today until this sorts out and trends, which very well could happen in our next potential entry. I'm going to go ahead and set myself an alert. Price gets up anywhere near this. I'm interested up there for sure. say close above this. 1150. Likely. I had some fun with ChatGPT yesterday, so that my initial entry is is going to be nuked by the close of this candle, so I'll be waiting at least another 20 minutes for trade entry. I asked ChatGPT, what is the smartest approach to day trading ES futures contracts? And it gave me this very thorough, yet sort of canned answer. Pretty funny. Suggest you check that out and see what it says. Okay, is that a hanging man? Tweezer top, potential hanging man here. Could see lower prices. I'm just kind of seeing chop. Might be a rough day. Of course, the days that I stream, which usually, Wednesday's usually a pretty good day for action. Oh man, he gave it all back. Well, the Maverick had nice profit earlier. He bought. So he's using automated trading. He bought at 3:47 a.m. 6:47 a.m. Eastern. Made some money on that. 100 ticks. Then he just bought the open and lost 113 ticks. Brutal. He's trading the NQ, which I want nothing to do with. This is the weird thing about trading the open. Being an open trader is exactly this right here. Like, I could tell you that we have bullish bias and that it's very likely that we would push higher. And I will go back and I will watch this. The whole point of making this video, it's not financial advice at all for me to use. This is for me. Making these videos and doing the stream for myself. I've gotten to a point where my system is rock solid. And I just have to follow it and I will crush. And so this is my accountability and really just learning. When you go back through, it'll be very interesting for me to go back and watch what was going through my head. What was I saying? What was I doing right in that moment? Because in the moment of the market opening, you have seconds to make a decision. Seconds. More support coming out of this area here. Look at the size of this thing. Look at it. 1750. 875. It's about a 9-point candle on the open. Now, if I had taken it at 925, I actually would have been stopped out at half target. Yeah, if I had taken it at the open, if I had caught the open, I would have made half target. It just wasn't, technically, but really the secret sauce for trading the open on the ES is the 21 EMA, 100%. When price opens above it, you can almost count on it going higher. Price opens below it, you can count on it going lower. Now, it doesn't mean that it'll go higher or lower forever, but just that'll be the initial push. And here we go. Look at this level right here. Always look left. There's a 15-minute candle. Got that overnight liquidity sorted. Thank you very much. Just trying to flip this guy right here. The slow chop is my favorite chop, 'cause the slow chop, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Slow chop, it is my favorite chop. Lower highs here on this 5-minute candle. They open lower, lower. They look like hanging men as well, these candle formations, right? And those are bearish. But the chop continues. How early I go to bed. Always yawning like crazy. So let's see if we break out of the 15-minute range here. Opening 15-minute range. Looks like it wants to go higher, doesn't it? Finally, the breakout is coming. See? No. I mean, just from and I don't use trend lines to trade necessarily, but I mean, you can see like EMA, basically setting up a trend line. It should go higher. Very choppy. I missed my entry by a few ticks. What are you gonna do? Follow my plan. That's all I'm worried about. Follow my plan. Once I got my clue about the direction, I put my order in. Didn't fill me by a few ticks. Would have made a half target, would have made 5 handles if I had gotten filled. And the other price action remained the same, but it was not to be. It was not to be. Now we wait for the next entry. Potentially 3 entries, 3 entry potentials today. I have 3 different setups. First setup is at the open, where I'm like 100% on determining bias. Like I can tell you almost always which direction the first candle is going to go. Doesn't mean that it's going to go far in that direction. Today's a good example of that, which is typically an indicator of choppy conditions. Like this is chop, 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 chop. Second one, silver bullet, ICT. I like that, but only really clear on the 1 minute. I will pull the 1 minute chart up. I like to see the fair value gap on the 5 minute, like we got yesterday. That's really, really primo. In fact, we got a few minutes. Let's go look at that. All right, making a new high finally. Okay, breaking out of the 15-minute, opening 15-minute range. Finally, boy, that was rough, huh? You thought there was a mountain of resistance in there. Secret sauce above the 21 EMA. I probably need to just back test that. I'm sitting here. I have this complicated analysis. I need to just back test what would happen if I literally just took the open if we're above the 21 and sold it if we're below. Like, how many times would that hurt me? I use it as a one of the things that I consider. I mostly try to figure out like order blocks and where price is likely to go at the open, because a lot of times in the open candle, like let's just go yesterday for example. Yesterday's a great example. Yesterday we raged higher. At the open though, we had this clear order block right here, right? Making the low for the cycle since the opening at 9 a.m. 9:15 candle makes the low. So the top range of that is the entry right there. Boom, basically 44.40, let's call it. Right, we open right above the 21 EMA. So if you take it right there, you have a little more risk. But if you kind of know, hey, it's going to come down and touch this, and it did, boom. And the fair value gap on the 10 a.m. right here, that's the entry, 63.25. Went down, I think almost like 11 or 12 ticks of drawdown before that thing rocketed up. But those are my two main setups right there. And then the third setup is whenever we reach a weekly, monthly, or daily order block. And that's why when I zoom out, you see all these lines on here. Those lines are all order blocks on higher time frames. And so when we get near those, I don't need this. When we approach those, I have a way of playing them. Because usually, even if like, say you get to a bullish order block and let's say it's super bearish, it's going to bounce some. And as a trader, I don't need to be completely right about the whole movement, right? I just need to catch a little piece. So in those cases, like you'll get that bounce off of those areas, even if it's brief. And it's enough to make a trade, 5-10 points. Gotta keep the DACTA away. So once again, we were right on bias here, and just missed the entry by a few ticks. Boy, that's going to be interesting to go back and watch. I waited for my clue. Maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe that was my mistake. Maybe I shouldn't have waited for a clue. Just look how powerful the 21 EMA is here. Like bounced off of it twice. I'm telling you, at the open, it's huge. It's huge at the open. 21 EMA, electronic trading hours. That's important because if you switch that, it changes it. Watch. See that? So you go to regular trading hours, look where the 21 EMA is. It's not helping you. It's not giving you really a clue. But if you go to electronic trading hours, look at that. So you open above on the ES, electronic trading hours, 21 EMA. If you open above it, it's almost always going higher. I mean, high probability. Open below it, going lower. Zero viewers. Don't need no viewers. This is for me. Interesting to see what Bitcoin does here. Sure looked like it was going to come back to 24,000. Then we got this news yesterday. And it looked like Grayscale was going to win that lawsuit. I mean, it was pretty clear cut. Well, So this yellow box that I drawn here was just sort of this range we were sort of stuck in. We had like double confirmations. And what I wanted to get a clue. I wanted price to go one tick either direction out of this range to let me know which direction we were headed. So once the opening candle got one tick above here, that's when I put in my order. It was a pretty aggressive order. Put in at 1050. So above all the stuff, it just didn't quite fill me. Now we're touching that daily 618 up here, which I just made note of. I'm not trading that level, but expecting it to peel back from that. If it blasts through that, that'll really tell us something on it. Got a fair value gap right here. I'm in the 5 minute. We'll get rid of this now. It's kind of irrelevant. Mega run yesterday. Some stocks peeling back. Bitcoin, GBTC pulling back a little bit. Expecting rejection off of this level, at least of some sort. I mean, if it just powers through a daily 618, that would be pretty wild, right? Doesn't necessarily mean it's an area, a good area to trade, per se. Like, you don't want to just try to knife catch it. Even though it will work sometimes, it'll create a terrible habit. Terrible habit. Oh. Oh no. Looks like the Maverick got stopped out. Trying to take a sell there. Two computers going on over here. Tell you what, it's punching through the daily 618. That's why I said don't try to knife catch. Don't play those levels. Don't just like short it. Now, it is a daily level, so it can go up 4 or 5 points and still just be a wick, at the end of the day. All right, here we go. It's 10 a.m. What's going on over here? Yeah, looks like a long signal. 25. Right at 25. Whoa. I'm not going to get that. Where's it? This is the 10 a.m. candle right here. So we have this little fair value gap here. Right below. I just don't think we're going to get an entry down there. So it hit the order block. Didn't give us one yet, so that's okay. Typically, you're looking for the fair value gap on the 10 a.m. or later candles. Let's see if we get one of those. Here comes a little push. Jumper higher on the 1 minute. So this is technically, if this closes, remember this isn't real yet until this candle closes, then we would be looking for right here. So 26.75. Seconds, and we'll just have to put this in, and it just is what it is. Three seconds. All right, gotta put it in. Have to take it. Don't love the way it looks at the moment, but have to take it unless it inverts. If it inverts, then we can get out of it. But had a jumper. Let's see, jumper higher, 2 candles in a row. Gap's been filled. 26.75, so 31.75, so 31.50. It's very hard to do, but I have to get rid of my personal bias, because for me, I did not like the way that looked. I would never long that. If it were just up to my own discretion, I would never long that. But my system is very clear, and I'm just simply trading my system. And if it takes a loss, it takes a loss. It is what it is. If that happens, it happens. I have to get used to that, and I have to accept that, and it's tough. It's tough to do. Tough to accept. Oh, but I knew better. I didn't like the way that looked. I knew we were at the daily 618. It was going to reject. There's so many different things you can talk yourself into. And this is exactly why, right here. You get the big rejection like that, and comes down and takes you out. And you go, see, I knew it. I should have trusted myself. The system is bullshit. That's the hardest thing. It's the hardest thing. When you think you're better than your system, you won't trust it. You won't act on it correctly. And then you'll be inconsistent, because some days you'll take the trade. Some days you won't take the trade. What's the chances on the days that you don't take the trade that you're right, and that you do take the trade that you're right? Now you open up the possibility to be wrong every single time. And that's tough. And now it looks like I entered literally at the top wicks. That'd be brutal. It looks very heavy right here, actually. Yeah, that's not a good sign. It is kind of bouncing back off of that daily 618 though. So could be short bait. You never know, right? Like bear bait, I call it. But it did invert that fair value gap, which is not ideal. That needs to be reclaimed ASAP if we have a shot at this one. It's getting rejected off of it now. So not ideal, not ideal. So that fair value gap over here on the 1 minute, see right here, where my entry is literally resistance now. It needs to get reclaimed quick. It could be reclaimed and then it'd be fine, but not looking great. Jumper higher, and then immediate rejection. Hardcore. Jumper higher and then slid down the slide. I don't mind getting tortured in a trade. I'd rather that than just go straight to my stop. I'd rather at least think I have a shot for a plot twist. Although I think my chances are pretty slim. I would much rather be short with the way this price action is going. But how many times we've seen it on this silver bullet where, you know, it goes against you for a while. Even sometimes it'll create an opposing fair value gap, and it'll go, you'll be down, you know, 12 ticks or 13 ticks. And then all of a sudden it just turns around. It goes the other way. It goes your way. So like both things are possible. What is holding here? Remember this fair value gap we saw over on the 957 candle? That one is holding. And if we hadn't gotten this fair value gap, I would have actually waited for this one, because even 5 minutes before 10 a.m., those 5 candles before can be where you actually get the premium entry. So as of right now, price is delivering from that and trying to reclaim this guy over here. Struggling, but trying to. So this could all be bear bait. All that, you know, bearish price action that kind of had me going, ugh. Could just be bear bait. Get the stops up here, you know, right? Is everybody who's shorting right here has their stop right up here, and then that gives you the ability to catapult from there higher. So we'll see if that's the case or not, but it is a choppy day. We should do probably should do a 20 tick target. Man, I can't classify this as choppy now. It's trending now. Yeah, I can't really classify this as choppy. Definitely want to see it push above here. Hasn't rejected too much. Reclaimed this guy. That was important. And now we just sit and wait. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go sit and wait. At this point, there's only two possibilities. Either it comes up and touches this level right here, which would give me clearance to go ahead and move my stop up to break even, or it's going to come down and stop me out. Right now, those are the only two possibilities. So I'm going to go sit and see what happens next. check it in over here. Everybody cool? We good? It is choppy. It is chopping. Here's what we're doing. And tighten things up a little bit. Reminds me 3175. So 3075 right there. Let's see what that does. So just going to tighten this trade up. Obviously very choppy, kind of all over the place. Did make a new high there right here at 7:15, or sorry, 10:15 Eastern. Lots of chop. But we're not at a point where we can bring the stop to break even yet. Well, that's a horrible looking candle right there. Horrible. Part of the chop. Doesn't want to come down and kiss the 21. In the mess of it here. And come down and get me. Well. That's unfortunate, yeah. Maybe I should go sit back down then. Not looking great. Not looking great. Rough, choppy day. But losing the 21 EMA would be big for a couple reasons. Because now, there's the overall rejection from this daily 618 looks more likely. This is just going to be a wick. When you zoom it out to the daily. So losing that and losing the 21 probably means that we're going to get stopped out here. Let's see, what would this take to get a lot of that? 18. I guess, yeah. It's only fair. I shouldn't have moved that. So, yeah, we'll see. It's not looking great at the moment. Looking bad, especially since you got this liquidity sweep here and now we have a break of structure. So it looks like entirely possible, just based on everything we know about smart money concepts, that this break of structure would lead to price coming back up to this fair value gap here and then heading lower. If you're lucky, come back up to here, which is exactly where my entry is. So looking like lower prices here. And this setup, like every setup, it loses. It does. It's rare, but still, like 1 in 3, 2 out of 5 times it's going to be a loser. I've said for so long, one day I may just be a one-trick pony because my opening trade is so consistent. Yeah, see you later. Well, now I don't think there's much chance that we're going to make it up to 45.50s, which is where the only other place where I'm really interested. 45, 44 plus. Now it just looks a lot less likely that we'll even get there. So that's going to be it for my stream today. We missed the opening trade by just a couple of ticks. I'll go back and watch that and see how close that was and kind of what happened there. And then this one just didn't happen. We were up, what, 10, 11 ticks? 26.75. Yeah, we're up more than that. Was it 17 ticks? 26.75. No, 13. We're up 13 ticks. And that was it. And she rolled over. But you see what happened here? Liquidity was taken. Okay, so snag that liquidity, and then once that break of structure happened, lower prices, yo. Where was that yesterday? Where was that move yesterday? Didn't have like a single break of structure yesterday. All right, that's it for me. Have a good day out there. Hope you have better luck than I have. Peace.